think everything's good.
Gordon.
I'm ready when you're ready.
Alright.
You guys are good, I'm good.
And to everyone out there listening, welcome to another episode of the Professional Hills Podcast. You have me, Brennan Corbino, also known as the Black John Cena. You have my man, Gavin Gabriel, also known by me as the Sexy Goldberg. And today we have a guest who is somebody who is a good friend of mine, personally. And if you're familiar with the UK wrestling scene, you would know him. Please welcome Mr. Roy Johnson. Let's go, bro. How are you doing today, man?
Yeah, I'm alright. I was just saying, I've just come back from a show, so.
And how was it?
Good wavy.
I won.
You won. Of course you did. Of course you did. That's what's up.
Of course.
Big Baby never loses, man. Come on now, man.
I won and I sold some merch, so that's all I can ask for, really.
There you go. There you go. Yes, sir. Where was the show?
Falconwood.
Where?
In Kent.
Oh, Kent. Just say Kent, man. Bloody hell.
Yeah, but you know, like Kent's so big.
Kent's
like,
massive. Yeah.
There's like Canterbury Kent, which
Basically,
it's like feels forever away, and then there's like Bromley Kent, which is like 5 minutes away.
Basically, Gabriel, Kent's like a county in England, right? And obviously, it's not bloody like any near the size of American counties or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, we say it's huge.
No.
It's probably the size of a town where you're from, but it's just a county that like stretches out, and no one really knows where it really is. Like, you know where it is, but you say this city in London is Kent, but that's in London. But then there's actual Kent, which is outside of London. But whatever. So when he says
broad enough to where he had to be more specific.
It confuses me,
but maybe a little too specific.
Yeah, maybe too specific. Yeah, man.
Big wavy in the house, though. Let's go,
wavy.
dude. Big wavy. So for those who haven't heard of you, or maybe some of the people who are a little more casual fans here in America, go ahead and tell us a little bit about your background. How long you been in the game, brother?
So coming up to 8 years today. Sorry, 8 years in I think 2 weeks' time since my wrestling debut. So I've been in the game 8+ years. So if you had that time period when I was training and stuff. I made my debut at Progress Wrestling, so people who are aware of the indies will be aware of Progress. That's where I trained at their wrestling school. People know me mostly for the WWE United Kingdom Championship Tournament, which was in 2017. Ended up getting onto that tournament with like I think 18 months.
A lot of big names.
Yeah. So 18 months after my debut, with 25 matches under my belt, I ended up getting signed by WWE for that tournament. And then I've just been really just doing wherever will have me, other places around the country. I've wrestled in the United States, in France, in Germany, recently Italy.
I was gonna do that. Yeah.
Getting your name out there.
So yeah, I've been. It's strange because I would probably be classed now as a veteran, but I don't feel like a veteran.
Yeah, weird, narrow fence to kind of walk in pro wrestling. Where 8 years, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you've been in the game for so long," and a lot of people would consider you a veteran. But at the same time, you're kind of just scratching the surface.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really weird one because I think there's a very thin line between obviously not a rookie because rookie's like a year or whatever, but someone who's fresh in the game and then you just become all of a sudden become like a veteran, which is weird. But
just kind of get there randomly.
Yeah, yeah. I think definitely compared to the scene at the moment, because you had a lot of people who left the scene and who've gone to better pastures or have stopped wrestling for whatever reason, and then it's the guys that are left. I'm probably one of the older ones on the scene, so yeah.
There you go. And you and Brandon are already very well acquainted. How did you guys meet?
We go to the same gym.
Yeah, go to the same gym. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you this story. Brendan doesn't know this story, but I'll tell it anyway. So obviously, I've been going to King's Gym in Croydon. We both go to King's Gym in Croydon. On occasion, when I'm feeling up for it and motivated, I'll go and train in the morning before work, or if I've got something to do in the evening. So I went into the gym one day, I was wearing a WWE Raw T-shirt in the gym, and I'm in the gym, and Brendan's in the gym, and I'm thinking to myself, that's a Black John Cena guy, isn't it? But I didn't realise you were English.
Yeah.
So the whole time I thought this guy's American because I saw when it all came out and all the memes and everything, and I didn't see where you're from or anything. So I'm thinking, it can't be him. Can't be him. So I'm in a group chat with the Wrestling's guys who Brendan knows.
Yeah.
Because he did their podcast. I'm like, I think I've seen Black John Cena in the gym, but I don't think it can't be him because
can't be.
He can't be. And they're like, oh yeah, it's probably him. Yeah, he's local. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, he lives in your area. And we get him on the podcast next week or something. I was like, oh, yeah, right, okay.
So you're kind of subtly marking out, and they're like, oh yeah, no, this is probably him.
Yeah. But then, like, the funny thing is, because I'm like, I don't know if this guy knows me or knows anything about the Brit Rest or the Indies or whatever. And I'm just working out in this like WWE Raw T-shirt that got given to me. So he's probably thinking, look at this fucking this idiot wrestling fan in the gym or whatever. But
wearing a Raw shirt.
Yeah. But then like Brendan probably doesn't think this way. But our gym, I find people in our gym really unapproachable, and I don't talk to anyone in my gym. I just headphones on, I get on with it.
Yeah.
I don't know why Brendan's nodding. I've seen him walking around chatting to everyone in the gym.
Oh,
right.
Mr. Social over here. Social.
Yeah. But anyway, so I see you in the gym the next time. I think I'm gonna have a chat with this guy because obviously I know he's into wrestling. Well, actually, no.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. I actually didn't know Brendan watched wrestling. I knew obviously with the association of him looking like John Cena.
Yeah,
he'd be aware of wrestling and blah blah blah. I didn't know he actually watches it. So I went up to him and had a conversation with him, and like, well, this is how I record it anyway. But then like I see him all the time now, and the funny thing is we go to the same barbers.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
I didn't even know. Like, I only realised this because Brendan likes to post pictures of himself or whatever. So Brendan posted a selfie, and he's in the barber's chair, and I'm like, I recognise the chair, and I recognise the guy who sells the counter that sells knockoff like phone cases and like repairs people's phones and all that stuff behind where the barber's chair is. So I'm like, you go to my barber's as well.
Yeah.
So essentially, long story short, that's how I know Brendan. But Brendan's he's a real cool guy, right? Real nice guy. Just like I'm bigging you up, but like he's one of them people. A few people like you meet and you think this person has got like great energy and like they're a good person, they're good vibes basically, a good person to talk to and stuff. And like every time I see him in the gym, we have a nice conversation, whatever. And we catch up regularly on like DMs and whatever. And he's just a cool guy. So yeah, that's how I know Brendan.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, what is it? In terms of when meeting him, I was just like, yeah, like I know this guy. Like, I know his face around because I knew him from Twitter. And I wasn't really, I don't really know the wrestling scene, the UK wrestling scene that much, but he was one of the first guys that I'd heard of. And I was like, oh yeah, I know you, because I believe that people in King's Gym, the gym that we go to, are unapproachable, but I can approach anyone. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So I can just talk. And with him, it was like, yeah, man. I chat to him, he was cool. But the funniest thing is that Roy says that he's a what do you call it? He has his you said, I think you said to me the other day, like the other week, like you were talking about how you only talk to me or a few other people in the gym, and that you like have not that you're unapproachable, but you give off like this sort of wrestling bitch face that no one talks to me sort of thing. But I thought you were very approachable. That's the thing. I thought you were very approachable.
I always have my headphones on in the gym.
Yeah.
And if someone disturbs me, just to ask me whatever, my face turns, and I know I do it, but I don't mean to do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to listen to what they're saying, but I'm like also trying to like fiddle with my headphones to try and lower the volume on mute.
Yeah.
But during that very small window of time, I'm probably giving off like these why are you talking to me?
Why are you talking to me?
Go away. kind of faces. And like
basically, yeah.
I say this because I've been training at King's Gym for like 5 years. So I was the OG gym, whatever, like the one before, and like it's a very small amount of people in there who I still talk to and that, and that's only through like whatever. But I see, I don't know, Brendan will know, our gym's quite cliquey.
Yeah.
Especially a lot of like the people who've joined the new gym because they moved from an old gym. It's quite cliquey, and I'm not really into cliques and all that sort of stuff. So I feel like I come across as unapproachable or that I'm not well liked in the gym or whatever. But anyway, I don't really care because I'm in there to. I go in and I go home.
Yeah.
I go in there to do my workout, go do my cardio, go in the posing room, go home. That's me.
Yeah.
I don't really socialise and that sort of stuff. But I'd stop and chat to Brendan though. So.
Is it one of those with your gym, and maybe not just UK gym, but your gym specifically? I just noticed this today. 8 out of 10 days I go to the gym, it's at the same 6, 7 a.m. On my weekends, when I got nothing going on, I like to hit the snooze button a couple times. I'll go later in the day if I got nothing going on. So I'll go like 5, 6 hours later than normal. There's the same 15 people there though. Like, there's a bunch of different people, but I always see like the same people. I'm like, are you only here when I'm here, kind of thing? Or does it just happen to work out that way today?
Oh no, I think ours is slightly different in there. There's people who if I go first thing in the morning, the people I will see all the time first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
And then I go at lunchtime, and there's a different set of people that I'll see every time I go at lunchtime. I go in the evening, and there's a different set of people I see all the time in the evening. And they never really mix, unless it's like someone like me who has something going on in the evening and they want to train or whatever. But it's generally it's the same roster of people in the gym at the same time. So I typically find the morning group are more friendly. I don't know why that is. Just everyone I see in the morning.
The worst crowd, right? The worst crowd is, in my humble opinion, the weekend 12 PMers, or the straight evening people, but not like your evening, because he goes around sometimes like 7, and that's all right. Like 7's not bad, because 7
it's a
to
late
8
lot I don't like.
Yeah. Do you see what I mean? Those they're the worst. But my biggest enemies are the 12 PM noon people on the weekends. There's a reason why I do not go to the King's Gym on the weekends. I'm not someone who gets triggered easily, but whenever I'm just there and I just see them doing things, like, something inside me, like, I don't know.
This is coming from Brandon, too.
You see what I mean? It's coming from me. It's coming from me.
The social one hates this crowd.
Oh my god, but yeah, like, me and Roy, we go to that gym. I've low-key left it. I haven't left him, but I've low-key left that gym for a bit because I go to like this. They call it
gym without even telling me.
I just left.
He bumped into you and he's like, "I got competition here. I got to find a spot where I'm top dog."
What is this? He's left the gym and not even told me. The only person I talked to in the gym's gone.
Yeah, literally. But I'm still there. I still come around. Well, I haven't been there like 2 weeks. Actually, no, I was there last week. But I'm still yet to have a meal. So we're probably going to vlog that, a nice meal, going to Nando's. If you heard of Nando's.
I've been trying to sort this out. It's just never
happens because now I'm always busy myself.
People.
Yeah.
Adulthood, mate. That's how it is. Adulthood.
Yeah, literally adulthood. But yeah, if you don't know what Nando's is, Gabriel, Nando's is
it's the spot.
It's an easy spot.
It's the spot I hear about. It's the spot I hear about.
Yeah,
it's I think the best thing. It's like fast food, but it's not
healthy.
Because it's healthier.
Yeah.
And well, there's healthier options, but like it's just very quick as well. Like it's got like the fast element of like a regular restaurant, if that makes sense.
Like a fast, I guess closest comparison would be, I guess, like a Chipotle here. Like it's fast food, but if you want to be good there, you can.
Yeah.
Like, you can hit your macros.
Yeah.
You don't always leave feeling like shit.
Yeah.
No, you can eat in basically. So it's kind of like that in terms of the food options. The food you can eat clean.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure we'll touch upon it later. But when I was doing my bodybuilding prep, the only place me and my girlfriend could go and eat was Nando's because I know I could have like chicken breast and broccoli or whatever and she can go have her chicken burger and chips and all that sort of stuff. And we were both happy because I wasn't cheating on my diet. She could eat whatever she wants, so it was fine. But yeah,
it's good.
But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
We'll definitely do it. Yeah.
Okay, I feel that. Yeah. And then you do have the bodybuilding background.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Tell us about that. You competed, correct?
Yes. Yeah. I've so basically when if I take it back a bit, so when we're in lockdown, as everyone else, I got out of shape because I thought we're all gonna die. So I'm just gonna eat takeaways and whenever I want and get this. I regularly got pick and mix ordered online and sent to my house, and I would just sit there and eat it. And then when Easter came, I was eating Easter eggs whenever I felt like it. And it was actually a really good time, but I got out of shape.
Yeah.
And then Progress Wrestling were doing tapings, like in lockdown, basically, in front of no fans, but to go off on the WWE network. So I'm thinking, right, I know this is coming up, and on the first set of tapers, I wasn't wrestling; I was doing the hosting. But I knew it was going to come and put where I wrestle, so I wanted to be in the best shape of my life when that comes on. So to maximise any potential opportunity going forward within wrestling, because if I don't know, they had Progress Wrestling on in the background in WWE headquarters, and I step out and I'm not ripped. And I don't know, it's on in Vince's office or something. He'd be like, "Oh, who's that guy?" That was my train of thought. So basically, I hired a coach. He got me to like way beyond where I wanted to in terms of getting back in shape. And then I held really good condition for a long time. And I thought to myself, if I could push this like a little further, I could step on stage. And I said this to my coach, and he said, as soon as I said those words to him, he's like, "Yeah, you're going to do it." And that was it. I had no choice then because he told me I'm going to do it. And so we picked a date for the next year for a show that was feasible for me to get ready for. I got in really good shape for the show. I won my class in the show, and I qualified for the British finals. And I was only meant to do one show because I only ever wanted to do one show. I had no goals to do in bodybuilding because I was under the impression that it would negatively impact my wrestling career, just because I don't think you could do both. Blah 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 blah. So I did that first show, then did the British, and then when I was in prep for the British, I had a look on just the internet, see what other shows were on about, and there's 2 other shows the weekend after. And because I got the bug, I said to my coach, "Is it possible? Can I peak for 3 shows in the space of a week?" And he said, "It's gonna be really hard, but yes, you can do it." So I entered 2 shows a week and after. So I did 3 shows in a week, basically. Did the British Championships on the 1 week, and the weekend after I did 1 show in Bedford and then 1 show in the West Midlands. So you're probably thinking, where all these random towns I'm talking about, but it's like basically I drove 2 hours to do 1 show, drove 3 hours to do another show, and then I drove back home, and then I was done. So I've done 4 shows now. I'm now in prep for 1 later on this year. So so I got 1 in October.
Something now. You did it and got a taste of it, and just kind of liked it a lot more than you thought you would.
It's real. It's a real challenge. It's really mentally tough, and I just want to see if I had the mental strength and the discipline to be able to do it. And to be fair, and at the time I had a lot of stuff going on, like personally, and it was giving me a good distraction from everything I had in my personal life, basically.
Therapeutic.
Yeah. So knowing that I had, whatever going on, but at least I knew, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I'm in the gym, and I'm doing what I need to do for this show. And all that, and it gave me a really good structure, basically, which I've really found beneficial. And now I've kind of got the bug, and also as well, I like looking how I looked. I felt awful towards the last couple of weeks of prep because you get to a point where you have no energy, you can't sleep, you're not meant to eat anything, so you can't eat anything, and you're just miserable for You know, that period of time. My
Going
poor girlfriend
through-
went through it for those last few weeks because I was miserable, horrible to be around. But I looked amazing, and walking around with like abs. I was never the kind of person who had abs. You know, I was a power lifter, so I had just one big keg rather than a six pack. And being the guy I would just walk around topless all the time. Why not? You know,
you earned it.
yeah, I've earned it, so why not? So I liked looking like that, and if I could strike some sort of balance where I can look like that, and then not feel as crap, then that's a win, really. So,
And then there are a lot of areas where I guess competing and wrestling benefit off each other. Like, obviously, if you look better, things you were talking about, if for some reason someone sees you and they're like, look at this guy's physique.
yeah.
What are some of the differences, though? Like, some of the things, obviously, I guess you could argue that, like, with wrestling, you take a bad bump and you fuck your shoulder up and something, it throws you back as far as competing. Aside from injuries, what are some of the things that make the two separate, where it's hard to do both?
So, the reason why I did bodybuilding was because wrestling's so different. Because wrestling is... I'm sorry to break it to you guys, but wrestling's predetermined. Oh. I don't know if you guys knew, but I'm really sorry. I didn't like. Have I ruined this? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Show's over. We're done.
Sorry, guys.
I'm out of a job.
But I've let that out. So that's a scoop, an exclusive for you guys for Professional Heels podcast.
TMZ.
Wrestling is predetermined. So, and because of that, and I've come from an athletic background where I played American football at uni. Obviously, I did powerlifting and stuff before I did wrestling. So I'm used to playing actual sports and actually excelling at something through hard work and training and your own skills and whatever. Wrestling, you don't need any of that. You just don't. Like, obviously, there's people who are good at wrestling or whatever. But good at wrestling can be interpreted in so different ways. You could be good just because you have a good look, or good because your in ring's good, or good because you're proficient at one style of wrestling, or good because you can do acrobatics and then put them into a wrestling ring. You know, there's so many different variables of what makes someone good, and in wrestling, whether or not you're successful or not is dependent on it's out of your hands, for starters, and it's dependent on whether someone, a promoter or what have you, someone with influence in some sort of wrestling company, whether it's a small indie or even up to the likes of like WWE, AEW, Impact, New Japan, Ring of Honor, whatever, all the big companies, is their opinion of you and whether they think you make the right fit. And that, for me, something I've always struggled with wrestling, because I always know if when I did the powerlifting, when I competed powerlifting, if I did my best in my training, listened to my coach, ate right, had the right sleep, all that sort of stuff, I know that I'd make improvements on my next competition. And those are tangible things you can put into it, and that's fine. And that gets you, onto where you want to get to into the next competition. That doesn't really happen with wrestling. It's literally down and dependent on, other factors that you're not in control of. And I'm a control freak at heart, so not having that control in how I progress and how like my booking schedule is like and whatever. Like my booking schedule is literally, I have no say in whether I'm busy one month or I'm not. It's so random. Like, this month I've been busy, next month I'm not so busy, the month after I'm busy. It's just weird. Like, it's just how it is.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that these things weren't in my control, it was getting really irritating. So I decided I want to do something that at least, like, aside to wrestling, where I'm in control, and the work that I put in is the result I get out of it. So
more accountability in yourself. Whereas, I guess with wrestling, people could always argue, well, I'm a great performer, I'm in great shape, but they just don't see it, so I get booked improperly kind of thing. Whereas, I guess with competing, bodybuilding, and you're like, if I'm only cheating myself, if something doesn't happen, that falls on me.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
For sure. Oh yeah, dude.
But yeah, bumping sucked when I was in prep as well. Just you mentioned bumping, but it's horrible. So when you have low body fat, you feel it a lot more.
Yeah.
A lot more. So yeah, it's not fun. Brendan can tell you all about bumping.
It's been getting there. How long until we see you guys team up or a match between the two of you?
Let's hope it's soon because I'm winding down my wrestling career.
Yeah.
I'll keep going until I'm booked and stuff. But I've done pretty much everything I've wanted to do within wrestling that I can do. Like in the day, I signed a WWE contract less than 2 years into the business. I wrestled live on the WWE network in front of my mum, like my dad watching in America. There's not much else I can do other than, I've done NXT UK. I've done WWE, like live events and all that sort of stuff. Like, there's not much else I can do other than, somehow, some reason, Triple H Society wants me to be on the main roster, which I can't see happening. But other than that, there's not much else I can do really. So, and try. I just want to
find out what you wanted to from the business.
Yeah, and if it all ended tomorrow, I'm very happy with what I've done.
Yeah,
is basically it. And I want to, with the knowledge that I'm not going to be wrestling forever, I want to leave the scene in a better place than it is when I started, when I came into it. So anything I can do to try and make that up, and I've really tried to focus on making wrestling a lot more diverse in this country.
Yeah.
But I would happily wrestle Brendan on the way out. So there you go.
Definitely amazing. Wow.
Maybe a passing of the torch.
I'll wait till he's made his debut and he's on the scene, and we'll have that match, and then I'll go. So
there's squash match maybe.
No. Brendan's big enough. I've got enough respect for him to not do a squash match. Like I did a squash match today, and I felt really bad.
Yeah.
Because the guys I was wrestling, they weren't jabronis. They were like, they weren't jabronis. They weren't guys who were fresh out of a training school who were just doing, just getting their name out there or just doing it for experience or whatever. These are guys who actually, who are not been like on the scene too long, but they're getting about, they're doing things. And I got there, I was thinking, I feel really bad, guys. I feel really bad that I'm going to squash you today because, so I wouldn't do that to Brendan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate that. We're making a good match. But I mean, I'm currently training now. Obviously, some people are aware of that, but I'm actually getting to the next stage. So I've just passed the beginner's course.
There you go. Congratulations.
Thank you. Been keeping it under the rug. And now I'm going to what they call grade 1. So it's literally just like getting used to like actually doing moves, because all I've actually done is just suplexes, running the ropes. I've done scoop slams. I've done all the bumps, all the rolls. Great. If you're aware, I've got like really good coaches. Nina Samuels, if you have heard of her, Gabriel, coaches me. I have a man ring named Cara Noir, who also he also trains me. They're really good. Nina's a great coach as well. She says that I've got it, but I need more confidence, just like I need to look up. And she keeps telling me that whenever I run the ropes, sometimes I do the John Cena, and I need to stop because I shouldn't be like him. I should be completely different to him.
No, do it. I disagree. Do it all. Do all the John Cena stuff.
Do John Cena
stuff.
Love
it.
Yeah, he loves it.
But do what you got to do to get your foot in the door, and from there you can always reinvent yourself.
Okay. Do your own thing.
Yeah.
Have the John Cena stuff in your back pocket.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
That's my advice to you. Is have that in your back pocket.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get this when you start wrestling. Someone's going to be like, I have this idea. Can you like wrestle as this era John Cena? And people are going to want to see it.
Yeah. People are going to want to see it. They know me as
money, and people are going to. It's one of them annoying things. It's like it's money. People want to see it.
That's
Kids
true.
want to see it.
That's
like
true.
people will buy.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah. Basically.
You're literally one in a million. You're one in a million. So people want to see what you're one in a million at. But yeah, learn everything. Obviously, listen to coaches and stuff, but have that in your back pocket.
Yeah,
I know Cara and Nina very well. I've trained with them both, so
yeah, they're great. Yeah. They're great. I'm hoping. Well, I don't want to put like a time on it or any sort of time on it, but I'm hoping that I can maybe make a in-ring debut, whether it's how small or big, by the end of the year, because I'm only now from next week going to be starting like training for wrestling twice or three times a week, on top of my general job, on top of my online coaching, and on top of my actual bodybuilding career. It's going to be hard to combine all those three or four together, but that will be fine. That will be fine because I'm a very busy guy in general, and I make sure that I have a schedule where my Monday to Friday is always busy, which leaves my Saturdays and Sundays a bit more free. I purposely make my schedule for that. So let's say I have my personal trainer, I have a client who says, "Oh, coach, can you train me on a Sunday?" I'd be like, "No, I'm not doing it." Because I want to do nothing on a Sunday. I specifically...
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you need that. Yeah.
I need that because obviously I don't want to have a schedule where, I'll be doing this, that, like every day, but I'm only working for like 3 hours in the day overall, but I'm doing a online session at like 7 a.m. in the morning, and the next one's at like 9 p.m. at night. It's like, dude, come on. Do you know what I mean? I want to get them all like closing together so that I can have the space to then do things like the wrestling and the work in general, because I'm a businessman as well, so I like to do that sort of stuff. And it's getting there. It's a slow burn, but I think it's the right call for me because essentially when I was stuck. I wasn't really sure what I should do. Like, I enjoy coaching people, but to make it a full-time career, you need many years of experience. A lot of people just think that, because you're this internet meme, that you get clients coming left, right, center. And the fact is, you do, but you don't for something that, especially like living in the UK, is pretty expensive. You need you need money all the time. Like, you can't be one of those guys who make, I don't know, a good amount of money this month, then make nothing next month. Hell no. No way.
Yeah.
You need to like have something constantly there. So it's all good. It's all good, and I actually can't wait. And it'll be great because I know guys like Roy, I know guys like Levi Murrah, if you heard of him, Gabriel, all these sort of guys, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, they're like, we've got to get you into the ring," and it's like, oh shit, like it's like I feel like I'm like a chosen child at this rate. Do you know what I mean? But it's really cool that I'm really like excited for it. I've been talking to Roy knows a girl called Mercedes Blaze, ring name Mercedes Blaze, and she's really cool. But fun fact, actually, I trained for pro wrestling for the very first time, just for 1 month, just to try it out, because I was curious, way back in 2017 when I was 20, and that was for Progress, and that's when I met her, Mercedes Blaze, and she was actually one of the people who said to me, "You know you're not like John Cena, right?" And I was like, "Oh really?" She was one of the first to say it. She was saying it, and she was like, "I'm gonna see you in the ring." And then today, or like in present day, she hit me up. She said, "Listen, you are wrestling, right? Are you training?" "Yes." "All right, let's say no more. Let's talk." Blah, blah, blah. So that would be good. So I'm gonna get her on the podcast because she's great. She was one of the girls
she
that
actually spoke to her earlier today. Actually, I spoke to her today.
She was great.
Yeah,
like
so she's cool.
when we were training, she was at first, because again, I don't consider that one stint in 2017 because it's for like 4 weeks and everything, but it was when when they were teaching us all the rolls, all the shoulder rolls. She was the one who can do it clean as hell. She was amazing at it, but she's great, and I've met a lot of great people in the UK wrestling scene, and it's great because sometimes I don't know how the reputation of the UK, what the reputation of the UK scene is in America, but I don't know if it's good or if it's bad. But for me, the people that I know, they seem all right. But then again, I've been warned that the scene is a bit, so I don't really talk too much about it.
The scene has to be good or like deemed as good because Americans keep coming over here to wrestle. So like,
there you go.
So it has to be seen.
Why would you say that is?
Because, well, So firstly, you have things like everyone knows the stories of people coming over here to do the camp shows before they get signed by WWE. So, Bryan Danielson talked about it in his book and stuff, and like Regal used to send a lot of people over here to learn how to work a crowd, because the camp shows, what we call camp shows, basically they're family shows. They're run within the holiday terms, so summer holidays, half term, Christmas holidays, Easter, whatever. And you basically get a crew of wrestlers. You do one show, you pack the ring up, you drive to another show, set the ring up, wrestle, pack it up, drive to another show, blah blah blah. You do that for like a week, so you're wrestling, at least once a day, sometimes like 2-3 times a day, and a lot of it is because of the type of crowd it is, and because you're wrestling so frequently, it's ones where you wrestle and you don't plan stuff, so you feed off what the crowd are giving you, and you just feed off each other and what that kind of thing. You learn basically just how to work, and like I think if you compare our scene to the scene other countries, we have like so many different types of shows to work on. Which I think, and this is just my interpretation of it, but in America you have indies and you have the big time TV, whereas over here we have like your big super indies like Progress and Rev Pro, who put on fantastic exhibition matches, and they fly over imports, and they have the best talent in Europe and in the world, and that sort of. And then you have like your local shows, like one of the ones I was on today, which has a mix of people who. Everyone on there is from the UK, but they may be from a local area. So everyone's pretty much from the London area on this show. But and everyone knows each other, and they've worked up before, and they get a good, like, they draw good local crowds. And then you get trainee shows and the camp shows that I mentioned. The camp shows, for some reason, draw a fantastic amount of fans, and they're all really loud and they're all family. And because there's these different types of shows, there's different types of audience in these shows. So the show I was on today was a family show. Camp shows, as mentioned, they're all family shows. The super indies are all adult shows. They all work at different styles. So many different styles within this one country that people work to. And I think a lot of people want to come over here to learn the British style and like the old world of sport style of wrestling, like the stuff that, like William Regal, like Fit Finlay, Dave Taylor. And then guys like back in the day like Marty Jones, Johnny Saint, all like people want to learn that, and because especially if you're a student of the game, you'll know about all these people and you'll know about that era, and you know about that style of wrestling, and people find it fascinating. Like I went out to, my dad lives in Miami, and I went to Miami, and I thought while I'm out there, I want to go train at a local wrestling school. So I found this local wrestling school. They had a really fantastic setup, like really nice. They had a gym in there. They had like a nice big ring and stuff. So I'm in there just doing stuff with their guys, and then I just started to do some like work on the fly, do some chain stuff with some of the guys, and they didn't know any of the chain wrestling stuff that is quite well known and basic here. And the guy who took the class said to me, "Do you mind if you take the rest of the class?" And I was like,
it helped.
I was like, I just wanted to get some reps in some rolls and whatever, and roll about with it and do some wrestling. But I was like, sure, I was like, I'm not the best at this stuff. This isn't my wheelhouse at all. But I know enough that I can show you the basics of these holds and stuff. And so basically, I ended up teaching when I went to just come and train.
A little more of the technical side.
Yeah.
Whereas, at least with so I had just a little under 2 years of training, and a lot of what I picked up, I did 4 or 5 practice matches. I did a couple extra parts with a few small shows, but the thing I noticed with America is it seems they kind of just go with whatever's trending is hot. Like they don't have a style that's known as in America. Yeah. It's like Mexico, you have lucha. With the UK, you guys are really more technical. Yeah. The chain wrestling, it's intricate, and every little thing you do matters, whereas with what I've noticed with America is they kind of just go with whatever's hot right now. Yeah. So if like technical is really popular at the moment, then maybe they'll get a little more technical, or lucha or whatever it is. Yeah. Maybe it's just that you guys have your own actual identity, whereas America kind of a copycat.
Well, but you say that, but if someone over here says American wrestling, they think Raw, SmackDown, AEW, the stuff on American TV, and I think, again, this is my interpretation of it, so I may be incorrect, but I think the American scene, from what I've seen of it, filters back down from what's seen on television. So, like, you have the television style, but then it filters down into, into the indies and what have you. Even though the indies don't work to hard cam, but they have the big moves and the
maybe the expectations.
Yeah, and the entertainment and the big moves and all that sort of stuff. It's kind of what I deem as an American style. Because if someone, and you get posters over here that says American style wrestling, like for a family show to try and get the people in who watch WWE or whatever, and there you're expecting to see moves, entertainment, that sort of thing. Maybe less of the technical side because that's not American stuff. So there's a definite style there. But I'd say that's probably the differences, really.
Okay. That makes sense. It makes sense. I definitely see where you're coming from. I think just America just has that, like, not expecting, but just being accustomed to seeing the big Raw, SmackDown, AEW. So expecting, like, more so than just the wrestling, the whole presentation, kind of the feel of it being an entire show as entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel you.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now, Roy, I know you said a moment ago, they're starting to consider you a veteran. A lot of people would consider you still just breaking into the entertainment business or the sports entertainment.
Yeah.
And then you yourself actually said that, you already crossed out a lot of the boxes that you have looked to doing for wrestling.
Yeah.
If your career, you had one day left and travel, everything was taken care of, you could do it on any promotion, any opponents, or any style of match, is there something in particular you would do to book yourself tomorrow for your last day?
Oh, for my last... Now, see, I would love to go out on a big stage. But then would that actually mean anything personally to me, if that makes sense? Like, and I've never really been a guy for exhibition matches and that sort of thing. I want to tell stories because I emote better to stories. Like the stuff WWE have got going on with Sami Zayn and the Bloodline and stuff. Like, it takes a lot to get me interested in something that's on TV, wrestling wise. I'll just watch it for the sake of watching it, but like that storyline's had me hooked. When Sami turned on the Bloodline at the Royal Rumble, I was watching live and I audibly squealed, and I was excited for this. And it takes a lot to get a wrestler excited about wrestling.
Yeah.
So like, I stayed up for that. I knew the beautiful thing about this, you knew it was going to happen because it's a simple story, but I was excited when it did. And my girlfriend was asleep in the next room because she was watching the Rumble with me and she decided she wanted to go to sleep. I'm like, do I wake her up? Like, this is like, she needs to see this now.
Crazy,
But like, I thought, you know what? No, she can see it in the morning. But I was so excited, and I don't get excited about wrestling. So I would like to have some sort of story that culminates in me going out, wrestling someone who's like, I don't know, who is important to me or means a lot to me, and that I put them over or what have you. But then all the guys who I'm close to in wrestling, I've wrestled already, so it's a tricky one. I would love to wrestle MVP and go out that way.
Yeah.
But MVP's it's actually a friend of mine, so and that's the only thing that I think would be on a grand stage would mean something to me. It's to tag with him or something, and that's me done. Like, but I can't think of too much.
So maybe not a one-day thing. It'd be a few months, a couple programs or a storyline that actually means something. The ideal is a storyline, and then I can bow out and it's clear and evident that I'm leaving. But then if I just got put in a random tag match with MVP, I'd be happy to just be like, what, it's not going to get any better than that, so I'm going to leave.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. As someone who takes a lot of pride in their body and their physique, something I just have been kind of just realized I've been asking a lot of the people we talk to. Favorite cheat meal? Cheat meal. You get one meal or your post show meal, and it's like, ooh, you've earned this.
Get me hungry.
It's the thing because before I started working with a coach, my go-to cheat meal was always fried chicken and chips. Always, every Sunday, I go to not KFC. I go to my local chicken shop around the corner from me, and I get
authentic.
I get fried chicken and chips, and I finish it off with ice cream and a brownie, or ice cream and brownies.
Yeah.
And that was my go-to cheat meal. And then when I started working with this coach, I wasn't allowed cheat meals anymore. So, and then when I did the bodybuilding prep, I definitely wasn't allowed any cheat meals. And now, my cheat meal is usually a Five Guys.
Yeah.
Pretty standard. I'll get a Five Guys, double bacon cheeseburger with onions and barbecue sauce, and they're large fries. And I'll finish it off with, again, the ice cream and brownies or cookies. And that's it now. I'm not kind of gone off fried chicken, which is quite really sad, but like
I get it.
I think especially because after my last competition, I had a window where I had one cheat meal a week, but I was going back into another prep. So that window was like maybe 5-6 weeks. So I can only really fit 5 meals in that I haven't eaten for. Basically, bear in mind, I hadn't eaten anything bad for over a year. So I had these 5 times where I could get something in, and then I never had fried chicken basically in that time. So the appeal of it's just gone out the window. And also now, because my body's so used to me eating clean and healthy, when I eat something bad, I really feel it the next day. Like if I don't have, I think it messes with my digestion. Like I feel bloated. I feel crap. I won't sleep very well. The next day, I'll just generally won't feel good. I might be on the toilet 4 or 5 times the next day as well, and it puts me off the whole experience. So when it comes around to the day where I'm allowed to have my cheat meal, I'm kind of like, oh, do I want it? Oh, I probably should have it, and then I have it, and the cycle continues.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really. I have them, but I'm not really. I don't enjoy them as much as I used to. It's strange.
Yeah. Do you know what? Right. So, Gabriel, what Roy is how can I say? With the local chicken shop, for me, right, is a thing in London. It's like for me personally speaking.
I know what he's going to say. That's why I'm laughing.
It's the greatest thing in the entire universe. Do you understand? Like it gives me so much joy that you can see the smile on my face. I'm like, oh God. When I went to Nottingham, I didn't have this, right, and it made me depressed as hell. But there's a shop called Morley's, right? I'll spell it Morleys, Morley's chicken shop. Oh my God, it's the best thing in the world. Do you know how happy I am talking about this right now, mate? Do you know how happy I'm so happy? Like, oh my God, Morley's is so good, and it's just oh man. So what? I
haven't seen this man this excited.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm a very reserved guy, but no, the thing is that that's like similar to Roy. That's like my cheat meal is a Morley's, right? And I psychologically made, because I'm not really prepping for a show right now, but I'm leaning down, and my to go is just to go to Morley's. I used to have a lot of bloody wings when I was bulking up, but now I just kind of stick it to like 6 and everything. But the thing is, I force myself to have a cheat meal every week because I know if it gets to a certain time or a certain period where I haven't had Morley's in a long time, I'm getting like 30 wings and chips, mate. I'm getting something disgusting. I'm just gonna like absolutely just decimate everything around me.
Make it count.
Do you know what I mean? Like I don't want to get to that stage, because I want to take it in moderation. And I know that if I get to a stage where I don't have it for like 3 weeks or so, and I have it that one time, there's 2 things going to happen. 1, I'm going to enjoy the holy head out of it, and 2, my gut's going to hurt the holy head out of me. Do you understand?
You know what I ended up doing after my when I finished my bodybuilding shows.
Yeah. Oh, he was crazy. Yeah.
So I had my last show. I packed with me. So Lidl do these brownies. They're called the Ultimate Brownie. So I don't know if you ever had one, Brendan, but they're probably the nicest brownies I've ever had.
Yeah.
So I just packed a bag full of them, and I gave them to my girlfriend and said, "Give these to me after the show." So finished the show, came off stage, collected my medal, whatever. I just ate all these brownies in the car on the way home. Stopped at a service station, went to a Burger King, had a Burger King, fries, whatever. Came home, and then I was like, I'm actually really full up, so I didn't want to eat anything else. The next day, I ate 11,000 calories worth of food.
So good. It was like the greatest vlog. Oh my god, I was so hungry. Oh god.
So it was good, but like I wasn't hungry at all at any point of the day.
Yeah.
I woke up, I wasn't hungry. I woke up and I forced myself to eat these things.
You forced it to eat it.
And then it got to a point I had like a buffet breakfast, buffet fried breakfast, and I came home and I was like, I need to walk some of this off. So I went on my treadmill, walked for a bit, and I was like, I feel really bad, and I went to have a nap. I just went to sleep. And I woke up and I was like, it's time to eat again. So I ate some more, ate some more. And then I had a Five Guys for dinner, and then I had the cake and ice cream, and I was like, this is really a stupid idea. The whole day was really stupid.
This is a mistake.
Yeah, this is a mistake. The whole day was a mistake. But whereas if I stopped at the brownies and the Burger King and just revert back to my diet, I would have been fine. But I had to have that day of eating 11,000 calories.
Beautiful. That's beautiful, man.
Can't even think of it.
God, now, I'm not even in London right now. I'm away for like 2 days, and now I'm just thinking of mornings. I'm just angry now. I'm not even happy anymore. I'm just angry because I'm away from it. But oh gosh, I mean, it's been oh gosh. See, this is why I don't talk about cheat meals, because I get like this, and it just makes me hungry. And I haven't even eaten dinner right now. So that's
no, I haven't had my dinner either. I have like an off-plan meal, but it's not going to be like dirty. It's just going to be like chicken thighs and potatoes or something. So
that sounds nice.
Nothing dirty, nothing fried, but yeah.
That sounds beautiful.
I'm very hungry.
Obviously, people don't know. So for us in the UK, it's like 9 p.m. For Gabriel, it's literally like 1 p.m. And it's just like it's so unfair, because I had the whole day to myself. But that is what it is. But I mean, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show, Roy. It's been very, very good. This is one of the episodes that I've really, really enjoyed, and I'd love to ask you more questions, but we're heading towards the end. So Gabriel, would you like to ask Mr. Big Wavy a last question? Come on. We have so many more. We're gonna get you for another episode.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, my question was gonna be, when can you come back?
I don't say this often, if you don't know this, but I'm very picky about podcasts that I do, just because I feel like I need whoever I'm doing it with, I need to feel like I can trust them and I can have a good, open, honest conversation rather than me feeling like I'm being interviewed. Do you know what I mean? There's like,
definitely.
Yeah. And this has just felt like this last hour or so has just flown by, and we've just been having a nice chat, which is how I like it.
That's about, that's
I don't like getting this podcast where someone's like, "Oh, talk me through what was the UK Championship like, and what was Triple H like when you met him?" All that sort of stuff. I'm like, I don't really. I've asked those questions to death. I just want to have like a nice conversation with someone who I know, and I trust they're not going to try and throw me under the bus for something.
Frame you or something.
I'll happily come back to you. It's
awesome.
Happy to.
That's what's up.
But yeah, if you've got any more questions before.
You have any more questions?
I've gotten what I've wanted. I think I'm going to go have some fried chicken today.
Oh my god! Yeah, you definitely do it, man. You definitely do it. I mean,
it's, Saturdays are my cheat day. I try to give myself one a week. I'm not necessarily prepping for anything.
So where in America do you say you live again?
I'm in Arizona, so I'm in Tucson, which is about 6 hours from LA.
Okay,
6 or 7 hours from LA.
Is that anywhere near the football stadium?
Where the Super Bowls happen. About 2 hours from me.
Yes.
And that last week was just like the whole kind of state was just extra traffic. Everything was busy. Because to stay up there for it was so expensive that a lot of that overflow fell kind of to where we're at.
Yeah.
But it was cool having that kind of that energy. And I know I think the go home show for, I want to say it's Raw, might be SmackDown. I think the last Raw before WrestleMania is actually going to be up in Phoenix, and
nice.
Tickets are really cheap. And I'm thinking I'm gonna have to see what's up.
We don't have this luxury over here. Like we've got Money in the Bank coming up and SmackDown.
Yeah.
And the ticket's going to be expensive. It's going to be hella expensive.
I'm giving it up.
The
Money in the Bank, right? The Money in the Bank is in the O2 Arena of 20,000, a capacity of 20,000. And I know everyone and their dog and their grandma's going to go to the event. So I'm just like, there's no point, man. I can't be asked.
Well,
I'm not that guy who sits there waiting for the pre-sale. I do it in my own time. And I just said, listen, I know my friends, everyone's going to be on it, so I might go if they go. But other than that, I can't be asked. I can't be asked.
You have a better chance of getting SmackDown tickets, though. So
yeah, SmackDown I'll go to. I'll 100% go to SmackDown, but not to Money in the Bank because I've given up. I don't want to see, because I've been to the O2 Arena, right? And I am very picky with certain prices. I'm not paying more than 500 quid to sit at the top of the stadium. I'll just get angry. I can't see anything. Do you know what I mean? There's no way in hell. I'm not doing it, man. Fuck that. No way. No way. I'm good, mate. I'm good. So, probably talk to Roy more about going towards that. If we go towards some SmackDown, that'd be pretty cool. And then obviously we'll be having the Nando's soon. Hopefully within the next couple of weeks.
Definitely.
We definitely will do. But I'm very happy to end on this note. So, on that note, to whoever out there listening, thank you to listening to another episode of the Professional Heroes Podcast. You have me, Brennan Corbin, also known as the Black John Cena, my man Gavin Gabriel, also known by me as Sexy Goldberg, and our amazing, great, solid, everything, whatever comment I can think of, guest. We've got the big wavy Roy Johnson here today, and that is us for this night. And on that note, I bid you adieu. Simple. It's all done. See? All that.